Good morning, everyone. Thursday, July 30th, 2020, and Tradingology.com's trading room opening up the doors. How are you guys doing this fine Thursday? First time in quite a while that we are heavily on the downside favorite on the internals. Almost the true trend day, but not quite. We haven't broke or just bounced off of the negative 2,000 level there just a little bit, but definitely stair-stepping down on the volume coming in. Looks like a controlled drop. We're down almost 500 points on the Dow right now. All internals are buried at the moment, so it's one of those sell the rally days. And just looking at the major indexes here, the supply, demand, and strength numbers too. We don't often take a look at it as much as we used to, but I happened to take a peek at them, and our strength is way down here. It was below negative 30 for a while. I haven't seen numbers down that for a while, so that's definitely correlating to this major gap down and then big down move right after. We had quite a few people, I shouldn't say quite a few, but at least a couple that hit their targets trading the MES/ES strategy. You know, I got a nice little trade in right before the room started. I was a little late to my office, so I didn't get all the move, but I got part of this nice down move when it broke below our defined levels. So a nice little trade in morning there. The main goal is the couple people that did respond in the Slack, and I don't see him in the room right now. Maybe he will join us later, but he hit his goal, so that's what it's all about. You don't have to get, peg the top or peg the bottom. You just need to achieve your goals. So once you do that, I call it mission accomplished. Let me know if you guys can't hear me. I don't have Dave here yet, so I believe you can. And let me know if you guys got any questions. We'll see if we can hold down the fort. I haven't heard from Dave yet this morning. I did see a message from him earlier, so I assumed he was joining us, but he might be busy doing something. You never know. Let me look in my channel with him. I do not see him online currently, so if he joins us, he will. If he doesn't, we'll call it a week at the end of the top of the hour. So you guys give me a shout in the chat. Make sure you can see and hear me as usual, since I'm down a co-host. Sounds good, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. I saw you were did you get it on the downside of this trade, Tim? I saw you were talking about it. I think it could be a different Tim too, though, so I won't assume too much. I know we do have a few Tims that are members. 9 points. Very nice. Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah, so we'll continue to watch that. Andre says, can you hear? Okay, thank you, Andre. Appreciate it. It's always different when it's only me talking now. So if you guys want to have a round table, let me know. We'll open up the doors and we'll have a big chat. Or a small chat, whatever we want to call it. Yeah, let's take a look across some of our other interesting. I didn't have all my charts dialed in it, so let's see if anything else is jumping out at me here. How's the balance of power looking? XRP's looking good, Tim says. We'll grab some crypto charts in a minute. Just gonna get my, I'll pull over the one that I'm dialing in here. Look at the balance of power and the herding. Oh yeah, look at the full bearish herding definitely coming in. Balance of power's turned red. And this was off of, I like how they put it on the calendar, of course. Jobless claims are down another 1.4, where was it, 1434. They show it as a green because they forecasted 1440, but it's still another 1.4 million new jobless claims, so that's not boding well. I just love how they make it green. We were 1422, now it's worse, 1434. In my book, that's going to the wrong way. I don't think, just because they forecast 1440, someone guessed worse than it was going to be, they'd call it green. But for one time, the market's not doing the opposite. So jobless claims are down, but the market is too. Many times it rallies on that. I should look and see. That came out at 7:30. How much did we fluctuate at 7:30? I didn't look at the overnight. So that interesting, yeah. So unless we want to call it, it was a green number by their accord, and it went down. It followed the path of reverse. Oh, there's Dave at the door. We'll let Dave in. I heard him knocking. Here he comes. So yeah, jobless claims were green but bad, and the market went down. Then it rallied back up a little bit. Then interesting how it bounces off these pivot points. I know you guys are working on them or using them, so always keep those in mind. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Your alarm didn't go off.
No, I was outside trying to connect to the trading room with my laptop. I was able to log into the site okay, but for some reason it wouldn't let me access the link to the trading room.
Zoom wasn't happy with you?
No, when on the membership site, it says it didn't matter what level of access I tried to get in on. It just said it wasn't available. Please check your membership options.
Oh, well, I'll have to take a look at that. Did anybody else have an issue getting in the trader resources area, you mean?
Yep, in the trader resources. I could click the trader resources, but when I went to that page, it just said your membership is not right. And I tried to change it in the membership script. I tried at different levels of access. I still couldn't get in.
Okay. I'll take a look in case. No, Curtis says no problem, so it's all you, Dave. Sorry. User error.
And that's what I figured. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the cookies that are on my laptop because, it was nice out today. I wanted to spend a little time outside. But.
I hear you. I have the same problem sometimes on my laptop, just trying to do things and it's not happy. So that's the trouble we get with first world problems, right? When you work from multiple computers.
That's true. I think I have to clear out my cookies or something. Tim, it's all day. Yes, it is. I agree.
Well, we were just talking about and celebrating a few wins on the down move on the ES. It's coming back a little bit now, but definitely one of those buried days. Lots of bearish herding. BOP's moving ugly. Dow's down about 500 points, give or take. What are we now?
We hit 2,000 on the advanced decline, but it's starting to come back up again. Nice stair step on the up and down volume, but yeah, we'll see.
See, I figured
there's no bearish herding on the spreadsheet, and MT vol continues to decline. So this may be a kind of a I don't know.
One tick up from 77 to 78. Not that that's a big move, but I figure this would be a good day. It's Thursday, and we feel like sometimes we're in the matrix. So I put my background up for you.
We do have a bull trap there, though, on the bullish herding.
I was seeing that, yeah, for sure. I like them stronger, first and last, but yeah, they're definitely.
No, anytime you get three blank spots in there, you got the
in the middle,
last one and the first couple ones. Yeah, it's still bearish herding.
Still valid, right? We'll go back to the previous ones.
A bull trap, yeah. But other than that, I don't think this is going to last long. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's a low volatility decline that I was talking about yesterday.
Well, then I did see another article based on the FOMC statement yesterday that it's probably still on their front page of the committee's going to do everything within its power and they're just going to keep buying the dips. So maybe they're just making a dip so they can buy it.
That's possible, yeah. They want to make a profit too.
Right. I think they literally called it out in the statement. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, they're going to use all the tools. Oh, it was probably in someone else's. The FOMC is not going to say they're going to buy the dip, but it was. I was reading an article that called it out definitely right there. It would be really funny if FOMC put that in their statement, wouldn't it?
That would be funny. Well, they're doing a lot of things now that they never did before. So
true. But if anybody didn't see, yeah, they're maintaining, and I think they said they expect to maintain it longer than before. So that's not good news. So maybe that's part of today's short downturn.
Well, they're going to keep the target rate they say there until they're confident the economy has weathered recent events. That's really a long time, I think.
Yeah, when are they going to be confident ever again?
And like he said, I watched part of the speech. He said, we can't grant money. That's not really within our power. We can only lend it. That's because they're a profit-making institution.
Right. They are a secret entity.
They're not a government agency. They're a private corporation. So they're going to lend the money to make a profit from it. They're not going to give it away. That's the government's job.
Yeah, that's why they're just trying to build on more of the credit-based system that we have and go deeper in deficits.
That's right.
They tried to get me on the hook and I jumped right off.
Yeah.
I didn't bite.
Yeah, they just want to get everybody in debt so they can default on them and then own the world.
Right. One more knocking at the door. We'll get BD in here. Tim's talking. George Gammon's recent chat with Jeff Snyder has a lot of great. Yeah, those two have awesome conversations. Jeff Snyder's fantastic.
I do like it. His milkshake theory isn't working out real well though, because the dollar's getting murdered.
Well, that's not Jeff, isn't it? That's a different guy.
Wasn't that Jeff? Oh no, that was the. Yeah, that was somebody else. Jeff Schneider is the guy who talks about the swaps all the time.
Yeah.
Who was the milkshake guy? I forgot who he was, but it's not working out.
Everybody was talking about for what? Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not working right now, but we'll see if it plays out in months or not. But right now,
yeah. Have you taken a look at the dollar lately?
Not this morning. Brent Johnson, that's who it was.
Brent Johnson, yeah. If you go into the Slack RTUS, I put a chart up there late yesterday. It's basically just a waterfall decline. It's just.
Wow, you guys will like this one.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just straight down.
What's it doing this morning? Is it broke 90 yet?
It's at 93.38. It's bouncing a little bit. It's
Okay.
7.13%.
Wow.
But it's at 90. I mean, so it's only up a little bit. But yeah, we broke that low around 94.80, and
It just went right through. What is this, a daily chart? Yep.
Yeah, we just cut through it like a hot butter through knife.
I was just gonna say,
hot knife through butter. One of those. Tim says, was it J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs that just publicly stated the dollar is in jeopardy of losing reserve status? Probably both of them, but I don't know. Oh, GS. Okay, thanks, PD.
yeah, Goldman had an article on something. I saw that too.
I mean, if they lose, in fact, George Gammon did a video on what happens if the U.S. loses their reserve status too.
If you didn't catch his latest one, last night he had an interview with Ron Paul.
Oh, really? No, I didn't catch that one. Actually, I haven't watched hardly any of them lately.
I missed a couple, but yeah, I saw like yesterday's, and yeah, he's moving up in the world. He's got Ron Paul on there now.
That's pretty big.
I think he's probably be the best 84-year-old candidate that could probably still be president to this day that I've ever heard of. He's still sharp.
He must be a carnivore.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, everyone was commenting on it. That is too bad that he didn't make it in office back when he did, and the Republican rhinos ran him away.
Yeah. I would have loved to see him audit the Fed. Oh my gosh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, they were talking about that actually, how the last one, I think they were, or I shouldn't say the last one, but they were making a reference to one in 2011. And yeah, they try, but there's never complete visibility. And he's still trying to work on through his Liberty project. I forget the exact site, but you guys can find it. He's a good guy to listen to. I like Ron.
Yeah. The problem is with him is that he just has too much common sense.
That's why he can't be president.
Yeah.
He's too honest.
Yeah, he's too honest. He's got too much common sense. He makes too much sense. So,
There's no room for logic like that in Congress.
no,
Can't have him there any longer.
no. Still holding last week's X trade. I got out of it yesterday for last week's, and I put the new one on though after the Fed announcement, so I'm down on that one right now.
Yeah, I'm sure VXX is going up a little bit with this downturn, right? Little short term, little spike. Nothing crazy though. Like you said.
No, it's I really believe that the volatility is going to continue to decrease. I don't see any reason for it to spike at this point. You can already see that it's kind of like topped out and starting to move down. So it's within that Darvis box. It's at the higher end of the Darvis box right now. But
and I promise I will have my chart updated for next week, so I show all the coolness.
Yeah.
Follow my sensei.
Is Steven in the room? That's why I don't do 200 contracts.
Steven is not in the room today.
You want to trade small but frequently with these things. Small but frequent.
Tim had made a comment that XRP was looking good. Let me pull up some.
Oh, it rallied pretty hard yesterday. I think it was up almost 10%.
Nice. Let me grab a crypto exchange here. What do we want to pick on today? Oh, Binance. Not logged in. We're safe. And the problem with me picking different exchanges all the time is I have to remember where they show different things. XRP, here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. All the way up to a quarter.
Yeah, it did. It hit a quarter and backed off a little bit, but it's still up nicely. So
nice.
Not holding the gain. Usually when we have a advance like that, it kind of like backs off completely and goes back to 22 or whatever it started. But yeah, that was a nice move yesterday.
Yeah, that was the weekly. Here's the daily.
Yeah, and it even dipped overnight, and look at it, it turned right back higher.
Nice, nice.
So it's looking good.
We'll take it.
BD, if you're still in, should I get out? Hold on for a wait to recover. I got in yesterday after the Fed announcement. I'm still in that one.
Are you talking about last week's trade, BD, or this week's trade?
No, I think he's talking about last week.
Okay, and last week's, got it.
So, if we take a look at the internals today, I don't see prices jumping around a lot, which means there's lots of liquidity in the market. Usually, if you look at the YM contract and it's jumping up by 5 or 10 points at a time, that means there's real volatility here. But I don't see it. I just don't see it. So, I can't tell you what to do, but, if it's me, I'd probably stick it out. Wait till it goes back into profit. But
yeah, you can't see the numbers. I just hit the active trader chart so you can see the ladder. That's what Dave's referring to right there, is how these prices move.
Yeah, it does jump around, obviously, because it's a volatile asset. It's a futures contract. But typically, when we're down like this and there's high volatility, it jumps around. Instead of going from 967, well, it went to 971, so it just jumped up 4 points. But for the most part, it goes up 10, 20 points at a time. So
these get real. You want to see it jump around, watch this.
Yeah, yeah, the NQ. NQ now, that's a different story altogether. That thing really jumps.
Someone did ask me too, can you use the ES strategy on the other indexes? And the answer is yes, you can use it on the YM and the NQ. Make sure you test and paper trade the NQ, because for that exact reason, this thing is very more volatile. If that's the most improper English I can use today. That was
yeah.
But there you go.
And I would not trade it on Thinkorswim.
Yeah, no.
It is so delayed. It's really, really not good. See, look at the ladders there. The bid and ask do not move along with price. There's a delay there that's pretty significant if you're trading.
Yeah, that one, bam.
Yeah.
So until you get the stomach for the high roller coaster, don't play the NQ and start with the MNQ and the micro contracts.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's very, once you understand it and you learn it, how it moves, it can be also, we're really moving down now. What's the charts actually looking like?
Well, it actually, the NQ had a pretty big up day the day before last. It was up 140 points, so it's given back. But
Well, then they're all the heads of the NQ were testifying yesterday.
yes, yeah,
that was an interesting session from the little bit that I saw.
Yes.
Accusing Google of working with China and the military.
Wow, that's pretty heavy there. There was also some discussion about Mark Zuckerberg looking like a robot, basically. Not really.
Yeah, just his face. He's like an alien now.
Yeah, you're really.
Sorry, Mark.
I've seen a couple of memes like that. No offense, Mark.
Right, because we talk a lot.
Yeah.
Here's where I don't like turning charts on and off. I have to redial it back in now.
Yeah.
Philly toss. Maybe someday. There you go, BD. Well, if you're achieving your goals, you're already at the day you need. So that's the way I look at it. You don't have to move to the NQ. There's no reason to. If the ES is working for you and you want to do a different instrument, I'd go to the YM. Don't go to the E or don't go to the NQ.
Look at the NQ. I mean, it just dropped about 20 points, then went right back up again. It's pretty crazy. The only time the last time I traded the NQ was when you and I did it together when it hit 10,000.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. We shorted it right at 10.
Yep.
That's the last time I traded it too.
Yeah.
That's just how rare it is. When you see a nice setup like that, we take what the market gives us.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Back in line. Back of the line.
Just FYI, there's a couple of interesting things in crypto. Number one is the number of, and a lot of people use this as an indication of Bitcoin's price, but when there's a lot of Bitcoin being added to exchanges from like cold wallets like Ledger and stuff like that, it means we're probably going to get a dip in the price because people are putting it on there so they can sell.
Interesting.
Well, since the March 12th low in Bitcoin and most of the cryptocurrencies, the number of Bitcoin available on exchanges has dropped like 99%.
Wow.
It's gone down so much that it looks like everybody who accumulated Bitcoin during that March 12th low is putting it back into cold storage. And the actual number of Bitcoin available for trading, some people are speculating that it's less than 1 million Bitcoin.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not only that, but just in the last 3 weeks, Grayscale Investments, who owns the Bitcoin Trust, the GBTC,
yep,
has added $1 billion worth of Bitcoin to their fund. They are now managing 4.3 billion Bitcoin. And so when they buy, either from miners or on exchanges, they put it into that trust, into cold storage. So that might be where a lot of that Bitcoin is going. So yeah, very interesting.
PDS, do you know where the available Bitcoin exchanges is? Yeah, do you know that, Dave? How do they know what's in cold storage and what's in?
There is an article on Crypto Slate, and it shows you the decline in the available Bitcoin on exchanges. If it's on an exchange, most exchange wallets are publicly available. So if you have the address for the Bitcoin, all that information is available right now. Let me see if I can find that article. So they would be able to look at the exchange's wallet and find out how many Bitcoin are actually on it.
And I suppose technically they're all part of the blockchain, the underlying technology. So even if it's in your cold storage, just like if you were to destroy it, your actual digital currency is not on there. That's just the keys to access it. So they can see, and you can compare what's on an exchange that's actively available to be traded or bought or sold, if you think about it that way. And they can also see how many are there that are not. So it's probably just a matter of a math question at that time versus what's not available to the public, right?
Yeah, well, the public address for Bitcoin is known for each exchange, pretty much all the major exchanges. So all you have to do is look on there and see how many Bitcoin are in there. That's all. Right. I mean, the thing about blockchain technology is it's all pretty much transparent.
Exactly. You can't hide it.
You can't hide it, no. Let me see.
You can technically hide who you are because it's just a big number, right? It doesn't say Bill Olson. It says a big number.
Right. That's not the article I'm looking for.
That is an interesting, just that ability exists. They can see what's in cold and what's in hot. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Let's see what a couple others are looking like. Everybody started liking Vet. That became a popular one. That's made this nice rotational move.
Where'd you see that?
The V chain or VET, I believe they call it.
Uh-huh.
That one made the nice little move up over the early part of the month, and it was kind of like we were talking in the rotational. So it was one of the early movers. Now it's starting to pass back up.
Yep. Yeah, I picked some up when that happened.
You probably picked it up right here in that dip.
I got it at. No, actually, I got it at 1.2, 0.012.
There you go. Okay. Well, nice.
So before that kind of big run up, almost before that big run up.
I missed the opportunity for the right headline for yesterday's call. I thought about it after the fact. I should have called it. Did you see that Kodak moment, or if there was ever a Kodak moment?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there's the article, and it has, and what I can do is I can, instead of pulling up the entire article, I have the chart I'll put into Slack for you.
And we can end the week on that. I heard people talking. Let me move this. Try and move that again. There we go. Slack's over here now.
Yeah, so since April, it's about a 99% decline in the number of Bitcoins on the exchange there.
Wow.
Going all the way back to the April of 2019, pretty close to the 2019 low. So right there in February, I guess, or it says actually, well, I'm sorry, March 12th was the low. So from March 15th to the 27th, there's been a really steep decline in the number of BTC on exchanges. And if that continues to go lower, they're saying, hey, this could be a pretty good opportunity for Bitcoin to rally. Glassnode, that's it. Glassnode does a lot of data stuff with cryptocurrencies.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah. And, I guess the implication is that if there's less Bitcoin available on exchanges to trade, and there's actually not even maybe a few 100,000 available even to buy and put into cold storage, or maybe 1 million at the most, and supply outstrips, or demand outstrips the supply. Yeah, Arcane Research put the information together, but the actual, the primary data came from Glassnode. So they took Glassnode's data, Arcane did it, Glassnode took Glassnode's data and put it all together in the charts. Hey, we are beyond our time. How about that? Time flies.
Yep, I'm sorry, Voltaire. I know I just let you in the door, but I figured I'd let you hear the closing, and that's going to make it a wrap for this week. So you guys have a fantastic weekend. And
Absolutely.
as always, email in questions if you got them, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys back again on Monday.
Have a great weekend, guys. You too, Dan. See you Monday.
Thanks, Curtis. Thanks, BD.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
guys.